So that's how that profile is going to fit over the, it comes over in a bull nose and goes over the edge. And that way it covers up any kind of a crack that's there. I'm going to have to sand it down, and then I'll round a quarter inch round over on the top and the bottom, give it a little bit of a profile, both on the top edge and on the lower edge. And other than that, I think it's going to work out. All right, so now I've spotted where I want this newel post here in the middle of the hand railing. I've got the location. We've already got this drilled out. We've got our anchor. So now I have to drill the hole for this. I'm going to do two drill bits. I'm going to do a larger bit at first, and then I'm going to drop down to a smaller bit so it'll be tighter down lower. Trying to make sure I'm straight up and down. I'm going to watch I have a bubble on this drill on the back.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Reggie. You know what, Tony? The other day when we was in here, it looked like the place was almost done. But looking through the lens of the camera, it kind of looks like we're back to square one again. I think mainly because all those beams behind you are unfinished.
All right, so. There's a flat spot on here for a wrench. I just use my pliers, my grips.
Around and around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows.
Going down.
Has to go all the way down to the thread where
Just
the
about,
stops?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Just about. We'll try that.
All right.
All right, so we got the hole in the bottom of the newel post. That's going to go down on that rod. And this is a radius washer that fits in this hole. It fits in that circle that I drilled, like that. So that'll be the washer that goes on it. So get down and take a shot through the hole like we did right there. So we put this down here. I don't know if they're going to go in or just...
I think it might be tight. There it goes. It's all the way through.
It's too far through. I need to take the screw down for it.
Take two. It's still towards the top.
tight. Not tight enough yet though. So what I end up doing is I'll hold the bolt and I'll turn the whole post. And that is the nut is turning with it because it's already got enough friction to hold it down. And that's about it.
Okay, so these are our hand railing poles for the stair railing. And we are finishing up with the long in entrance up the steps. And so what we have to do, these come with a layer of grease on them from the shop when you order them. And before we spray paint, as you can see, they have leathering that's kind of bluish silver color. There's all kinds of flaws and scratches on them. So we are just prepping them for a coat of primer, spray paint, and then a clear coat finish. So in order to get the grease layer off, we're using the acetone and we're just wiping it down with a rag. So when you first start, you have a nice clean rag like this, and then you end up with a rag that starts to look like this. So basically we're just saturating the rag with the acetone. And yes, this is the same stuff that you can remove your fingernail polish with. It's just stronger. But look at that, nasty. Factory grease. It dries really quick too. By the time you get to the end, it's almost dry. Hey, you want to say anything about this? Come here, Tiny. You want to put in your 2 cents on the railing?
No, I want it to pass inspection.
Yeah, well, I think it will. The main thing is that you can't pass a 4-inch ball in between each of the rails, basically to resemble somebody's head, a child mainly. So, whew. When you inhale that acetone, it literally makes your throat go raw instantly. So all right, I'm gonna finish getting this grease off of these. I guess, huh? Oil. Okay, Tony says it's oil.
Machine oil.
Machine oil. Grease, oil. Grease is what, thicker?
Yeah, grease is. It's just oil from one manufacturing process, and
yeah,
they cut the threads on it.
It's just nasty stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get busy. I just wanted to show that little bit of what we're wiping them down with and the process. So we'll come back when they're almost finished.
Today, I have been working on the handrail in here for the loft. So I decided to go with horizontal pipes. These are 1-inch Schedule 40 black iron pipe. Attaching them to the sides with standard floor flanges. It's a little bit of a process, not too bad. Threading the ends with a manual threader leaves a bit to desired. I'll let you see that here. I've already got this much done, so I'm going to let you follow along on the next one to see what's involved in getting one of these in this condition and see what it takes. So hang in there, check it out. Well, I wanted to show you my threader. I've had this forever. Harbor Freight Special, Sensor Pneumatics, and this is for threading small diameter pipe. It comes with three different sizes for 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch pipe. You just put whichever size you want into it, and you slide it over the pipe, and then you start cranking. There's a little on it for turning that switches the direction, and it'll screw the other direction. I use this threading the pipe. I got about 7 threads cut, and I realized that it was going to take forever and was way too much work, and I didn't think this would probably survive it. I have 91 threads to cut to do all of the railing that we have. So I ended up calling a place in a local town here. There was a machine shop there, an older fella. I tried to rent a threader. They don't rent them at the Home Depot and the other rental companies. Usually they're called a Beco machine, or also they have a pony threader. It's a handheld threader. It's called a pony. They didn't have any of those, so I found a place in town to do it, and they did all 91 threads, or the remaining of them, which is probably 85 threads, and they charged me $150. So $2 an end to thread each end. Didn't even take him an hour, and he had all of them done. So that's the way we did, and threaders are okay for a few cuts. Nice little tool to have around the house, especially for the 1/2 inch pipe to use for arts and crafts and things like that. But other than that, we just threaded on all of our fittings and all the wall flanges to mount them to the walls, and that's how we ended up getting our threads on our pipe. So check out the rest of the handrail. All right, now that we got this pipe cut, I've already got the flanges on the 2 ends. I made these little guides here. They slip over so they don't tilt forward. I don't want my piece of pipe to roll and fall down on the floor and mar the floor. So I'll bring it up and I'll set it down in that piece, in that guide. And then I'll set it in on this guide. And then we'll get to attach it. The thing about the guides, this block on this guide is the spacer between the railing. The railing you cannot be able to pass a 4-inch ball through the hole. That is code. So those blocks are 3 7/8 of an inch. I've got an 1/8 inch, so where it won't go in. So then I'll show you how we attach them to the side. All right, so the only item that I'm doing here is I want to rotate these so these screw heads are straight up and these are horizontal. That's the only item there. Then I take a straight edge. It's not as much of a level as it is a straight edge, and I'm putting it against all the pipes to make sure that they're all in a line. I don't want them all one inside out, in out. So they're all straight up and down. So this one is pretty darn close now. I'll rotate it about straight. I'm going to pre-drill it with my guide. This is hard to do for a camera. Now, I'm not worried about getting it all really super snug and tight and all that right now. I'm just putting 2 screws in them. These 2 screws are gonna hold it while I do the other side, which is just a little bit different. Okay, so this is the opposite side. Now, if you notice, there's a gap here. So I have to fill that gap. Now, all I'm doing on that is I will unscrew the pipe. And I guess I took everything down over here. So this one right now is loosening the flange, which will move it that direction. And also I can grab this, and that unscrews it from the other side, just enough to where you can get it up against this post. Just like the other side, I'm going to set that to straight up and down. Move my gauge back just a little bit. Hard to do for a camera. And there she is.